budgetary standpoint right now would be to replace the one section from the tank to the junction there. And if we find, oh my goodness, this thing's leaking like a sieve, then we probably could determine, well, you know what? Probably the one between Locust Grove and that junction, the rest of that green line may be a problem. Maybe we should tackle that if we're getting, but if we see that we replace this line from the tank to that junction and really it's not that bad a shape, then as Larry says, we may be taking, it's kind of a pot shot doing the rest of it. Mm. So maybe.
So you're saying, Bob, that we should do the tank into the junction before we do, I think on the plan, that blue line is from well 7 to Bayview, but.
Well, it's for well 7 and 8. You know, the work goes down into Bayview. It's for
right. Yeah,
from the junction. We should probably take at least a section and see what kind of condition it's in. And if we find it's quite, either it's obvious that these seams are leaking like a sieve, or if we find, you know, hey, really it's not in that bad a shape, then we can maybe decide, well, we're not going to go to those other sections right now because of what we've already found. But they should be of similar age, and that should give us an idea of if we do one section, you know, start there.
Hmm. Okay, and then how is that going to impact the line from the tank?
What I'm saying is whatever, we just simply need to pick a section to see what kind of, rather than committing to do the entire thing, all the way from Locust Grove up to the tank and down into Bayview, pick a section. That's why I suggested maybe pick a section between the tank and that junction there. That's Kyle had circled in red, and try that first just to see what the kind of condition it's in, and then we can determine if we see this is leaking like a sieve, then we can say, well, the other line's about the same age. We may want to proceed forward with that, or no, it's not in that bad a shape. Maybe we should not do that for right now.
Is there any other way, Kyle, that you think we can, you know, determine where we're getting the most leakage? I mean, Bob's point's really well taken. I agree with him. Do you have any other ideas?
My only thought is, can you guys hear me okay? I had to change my headset.
Am I on?
Yes.
Yeah,
We can hear you both.
Okay. I think my biggest comment, I get where Bob's coming from. My thought is, if you guys identified this red line replacement from well 7 down to that junction, I don't know if you guys can see that screen there.
Yeah.
That red line, that's budgeted in your facility plan and it's recommended as improvement. My thought is what we could do is keep that project, and then like Bob was saying, if that line is just a mess, and as you guys worded it, almost like a cheese grater, you know, then we're going to maybe come back and say that line from the junction to the tank then needs to be updated and replaced based on what we saw in that.
What you find there.
I do have another idea I could share with you if you'd like to. As we go look at as you see in the current picture that's up, you got the blue line. Whoops.
Well,
yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Scroll down just a little bit, and I got an idea because I wanted to point out to you there. Scroll down a little bit so we can get closer to Bayview.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, right. Now, what we don't see there is there's a line. Okay, see that hold it right there. See where the purple line goes off? Yeah, west towards Bayview right there. Well, where your pointer was right before that junction. There's a pressure reducing valve station, and it's actually in an old pump house. I'm wondering if maybe we should put another meter in there, an 8-inch meter, so we can compare what the wells are putting out versus what's going through there, and that'll tell us if we've got a lot of line loss between the wells and that point.
That's a good idea.
That might be something to pick up.
Yeah, because anything we can do to pinpoint the leakage, we got to get there.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Kyle,
can anybody hear me?
Over there and take a look and see how much.
Yes, we can hear you now, Ted.
Okay. Well, yeah, that particular line you're talking about, Neil said that line from there to the Hudson Bay Road was in good shape. But yes, that would tell us whether we needed to dig that up or not. So it's worth a shot.
of the little section right where the pointer is down to Hudson Bay, just that one
Yeah,
is in good
right,
line.
right,
The rest
uh-huh.
of it, yeah, on the, would be the south side is what
Good.
we suspect is being bad. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, while you've got me on here, can we go back up to Dromore? I missed all that Dromore. I'm trying to get, okay, now, there, you know, the people of Dromore are not going to use any more water except under extraordinary circumstances. And an extraordinary circumstance would be a fire.
Right.
And we just, and we need to improve the water flow and the pressure on that whole Dromore line, all the way from the Dromore booster, all the way up to that junction up there where it goes up to the tower. And
But I thought we are going to not have the tower.
we're not going to have the tower. We would block that off. And,
All right.
and
But-
it would be a pressure system from that point.
All right. Okay, I understand.
And now there's also the 4-inch line going from the booster up to that junction to the water power. Okay? Or to the water tower. And that's what feeds that water tower. Now you've got a 4-inch there, and you have a 6-inch. But there's a space between Cape or between South Road, South Shore Road, and Larry's folks' place that doesn't have the 6-inch line, and a 6-inch line from there up to the
Booster station.
up to the, those two pipes could be combined. We'd need to put in a 6-inch line there, and that would give us almost 1,000 gallons per minute flow by combining those two lines. You got a 4 and a 6-inch. Of course, that doesn't equal a 10-inch. I realize that, but it comes close to providing 1,000 gallons. Also, I never have gotten a figure on how much pressure we would have by hooking into the Cape Horn, and how much pressure we would have. You know, we're fortunate, very fortunate, to have a completely gravity flow system, except for that little bit there of Dromore. And you know, we've got 65 pounds of gravity flow pressure from that 8-inch line to the Limekill booster station. And
So, Ted, if I understand you right, you are suggesting that we make these line changes instead of the changes from running the new pipes up from Limekiln? Or is this in addition to?
what I'm trying to say is that 6-inch line running from Limekill up to the booster station, yeah.
Right.
That 6-inch line is capable of handling close to 800 and some gallons per minute. And do we know what the static pressure is at the booster station at where that Dromore takes its water from? Bob, do you have that figure?
Yeah, it's 105 pounds.
No, is the static pressure from this line that is hooked to the 65-pound?
Oh, yeah, that's about 43 pounds up at Dromore.
Okay. All right, so,
That in the wintertime now, in the summertime when the tank draws down, it can get more closer to 40, 38, somewhere there because the tank is drawing down a little bit, there's more usage.
okay. Well, but, by adding the pressure and combining the 4-inch line and the 6-inch line, that would not that increase the water flow? And if we had pressure to it, would that not get out to the almost the end of Duwamish?
So I guess in a roundabout way to answer your question, Ted, the improvements that we're showing on this graphic will bring your system into compliance with pressure and fire flow in those 2 design points for that 20-year look ahead. If we install line sizes, we just really recommend an 8-inch versus a 6-inch in these applications. And I think it just goes back to Katie's comments and my comments. I think in one of these situations, it has to be an 8-inch. I think in a 6-inch, we're still seeing too much head loss, and there's still houses that aren't able to get that minimum pressure in that. Yeah, maybe right now they would be able to with the 6-inch, but our job is to make sure you guys are taken care of for that 20-year period, right?
Right.
You don't add a few houses, you get a little bit more demand, and in your max day demand, you shouldn't be going under 40 PSI. And that's our job to make sure you guys are taken care of. Now, could a 6-inch work today? Sure, it probably would be just fine, 95% of the time. But is it going to be fine 20 years down the road? We don't think so. We think you're going to be below 40 PSI a few times. Your max day, which we simulated in that 20-year look ahead, wouldn't meet minimum pressures and wouldn't meet minimum fire flow. So that's why we're recommending an 8-inch in these applications.
Kyle, can I add one thing to that? And that is, remember, Duwamish,